Well, hey there guys, and welcome back. On this week's show, we've got some viewer mail. Now it's a little bit of something different this week on Alternative Tuesdays with some viewer mail. And I don't mean the type of hard copy package that people have sent me before that I've shown you here on the program. What I mean is through the channel's Facebook page, I get a lot of viewers sending me photos. Photos of their work, photos of things around their home, things around their travels. And I thought that instead of showcasing something that I do this week, I thought it would be really cool if I showcased what you guys do, because I honestly love getting these photos and seeing how you interpret the projects that I show you here, as well as seeing the work that you do in your own shop. And that is what we're going to focus on today. And it all starts with one of my viewers' vacation discoveries. Now, throughout today's episode, I'm not going to bother giving out viewers' names. You people know who you are, you know who sent me the photos, and in the name of keeping privacy intact, I won't be sharing the names of the viewers. However, I got these pictures here from someone's vacation. For those of you that don't know, if you go on any of the major woodworking forums and you see some clown named Kenbo, that's me. Those are my works that are posted on there, and those are my opinions and that sort of thing. So if you see a guy named Kenbo, well, now you can make the connection between the show and between the forum postings. Well, this viewer went on vacation, and doesn't he find these big banners with Kenbo spewed all over the place, and he wanted to know if in fact I was branching out across the world. I don't know what Kenbo is as far as this application goes, but I don't know, I think that's pretty cool, and I thank you guys for sharing it with me. Well, this next viewer was enjoying work with cutting boards so much that he sent me some photos of his work and his cutting boards that he makes in his shop. And I don't know, I think this stuff is pretty darn inventive. I mean, between doing various cutting boards with various species, I love this here where he actually takes a cutting board and simulates, or emulates rather, a runway. And I'm telling you, the runway and being a pilot sort of thing, that is his gig, and this is something that's close to him. So what he has done, of course, is taken his passion for planes and his love of woodworking, combined the two, and made a cutting board to get the best of both worlds. And man, this is what it's all about right here. This is awesome. Well, my name has been out there for quite some time in the woodworking community as someone who is known for his scroll saw work. And I absolutely love it when a newcomer to scrolling comes along and they make these pieces and then they send me the pictures. And this next viewer is no exception to that. This guy doesn't have a great selection of wood to choose from, so how does he practice? Practices on 2x10s. Scrap pieces of 2x10s. Now, look at this. Check this out. This is awesome work. I mean, it's phenomenal. And if any of you have worked on a scroll saw before and tried to cut something this thick, it is a challenge and a half. And not only is it a challenge to cut hardwoods that are this thick, but it's also a challenge to cut softer woods, like the construction grade of like spruce and that sort of thing, because what happens is the sawdust ends up gumming up in the gullets of the blades, and it just slows the whole process down. So you've really got to have some serious patience under your belt to be able to pull this stuff off. And I don't know where they've come at this point with their scrolling successes, but if it's anything like the stuff that they've already sent me, It's gorgeous, and they're doing rather well with it. Well, it is no secret that one of my favorite things to do is to build scale models. And whether it be from plans or not makes no difference. It's the process and the challenge of making these models that make it fun for me. How to make difficult pieces. But I am not the only one in the world that does this. And don't think that I am. There are thousands of people that do this. I'm nothing special for doing it. But this viewer sends in some pictures of his models, and I am blown away. The choice of wood selection for the species that he uses to get the different colors, the finish on the models, the fit of everything, the way that it looks, the amount and the level of craftsmanship that he puts into these models blows my mind. And there are people that look at mine and say, holy crap, that's wicked, that's incredible. But I look at this and I say that's incredible. Which just goes to show you that no matter what level you're at in woodworking, there's always somebody better. There's always somebody that's just as good. There's always somebody that you can look up to and respect them for their work. And these models are just gorgeous. Almost to the point where I want to venture into getting these plans for myself and give it a try. You know, give me something to strive towards. Either way, just a beautiful job on these models. They're absolutely spectacular, and I really appreciate you sending in those photos. Well, it was quite a while ago on the show that I featured making some wooden guitar picks. And shortly after that, I had a viewer contact me with what they do. And this, although not woodworking, this is still very cool. And what they do is they take old vinyl records and make guitar picks out of them. Now, yeah, big deal, right? No, it is a big deal. This is just ingenuity to no end. But on top of that, not only do they make the guitar picks, but then they turn around and make earrings and jewelry out of them. Guys, this is why we get into woodworking, let's say. Woodworking is a craft. Woodworking is a hobby where you get into it to take a certain material, cut it, convert it, modify it, do what you need to do to come up on an end product that you didn't have before. It's instead of just going to the store and buying it, let's say. And that is what this viewer has done. They saw an idea, they thought of how to create it, they took materials that were not normally used for this sort of thing, and they modified, cut, or created in order to come up with the final product. And this is the epitome of imagination, this is the epitome of talent, and this is what it takes to enjoy a hobby and have fun. This is awesome. Now, depending on what area you live in, some of my projects may or may not apply to you, and you may or may not find them interesting. But this viewer took my ice scraper video and created their own versions of this, which, as far as I'm concerned, were way over the top. I use UHMW plastics. They turned around and used pieces of plexi that they had. I used a straighter handle. They went completely offside in a good way and created their own designs. Even a little mini scraper to use on like your mirror or that sort of thing. Guys, this is, I don't know what else to say about it other than this is a perfect example of how what I show you on the program is not written in stone. And you should be taking those programs. If you don't like what I do on a project, change it up and make it your own. I love the curves of the handle. I love the design that he's come up with. And I love the ingenuity of rocking what you got. And rocking what he had was the plexi instead of the way more expensive UHMW. I'm sure it works just fine, and it sure as heck looks sweet as well. Now, in that last segment, you heard me say that I love the ice scraper because you rocked what you got. You want the epitome of rocking what you got? This is awesome. Too many people in woodworking or as hobbyist woodworkers are hung up on the looks of something instead of its functionality. And although it's great to have a beautiful looking, exotic wood project with great grains and spalting and all that jazz, sometimes you gotta rock what you got in order to get the functionality that you need. And this viewer has done exactly that. He has used a combination of broom handles, scrap wood, pieces of metal, whatever he could find around, and then used woodworking techniques and my can crusher video as a guide to make his own can crusher. Mounted it against a tree because he had tons of cans that he needed to crush for scrap metal, and it works for him, and it's awesome. I absolutely love this thing. And when the viewer sent me the pictures, he was apologetic, saying, you have to excuse the way it looks and that sort of thing, and it's just mounted to a tree. No. Never apologize for the project that you present. Never apologize for something that you've made, because as long as it makes you happy and it works for you, that is the whole purpose of doing what we do. I don't come out here and cut up wood because I hate doing it. I come out here because that's what I love to do. So don't apologize for your work, because I love this. I love the ingenuity. I love the fact that he rocked what he had and that he used my can crusher as his inspiration. And I love even more that he sent it to me and said, I hope you like it. This is what I came up with. This is awesome. And it's incredible. It's incredible. You guys blow my mind. And this project here is no different. Quite some time ago on the show, I showed you guys how to use different species of wood and laminate them together in order to turn a Christmas ornament of a lighthouse. And that was kind of as a tribute from my East Coast vacation that I had just returned from. I had a viewer that contacted me to say, I make lighthouses too. And I said, could you please send me some pictures on the Facebook page? I'd love to see them, and he did not disappoint. I love the different designs that he comes up with and the fact that each one is functional. The different species of wood and the fact that, you got double lighthouses, you got the little Canadian flag there, you got the holes drilled through to allow the light to escape. The glass domes that he incorporates into his turnings, I love this stuff. It is absolutely phenomenal. But one of the favorite projects that he sent me that I just love for some reason, I don't know why, it really appeals to me, is this telephone, this old-fashioned turned telephone. This thing is spectacular, and the simplicity of its design and what it represents from a very long gone era of when technology was just starting. This project really spoke to me, and this project I absolutely love. I may even duplicate one for myself one day just because I think it is so awesome. So I want to thank you for sharing these pictures with me. You know who you are. This stuff is great. I have a viewer that's been around for quite some time, and he sends me picture after picture after picture, and then all of a sudden he'll disappear for a little while. And then he'll suddenly send me another stack of pictures and some write-ups of them and that sort of thing. And I love getting his little updates to his projects. This guy makes some really nice furniture. His designs, his lines, everything is so clean. It is such classic design work on these things, like his tables or his bookshelves and that sort of thing. He really does a great job of working at this stuff, and he's not in a hurry. He's in no rush to do it, which is the epitome of what we should be striving for. Being able to make a project and just take our time and get through it and finish with a product that we're really happy with. But not only does he make furniture pieces, and lovely furniture pieces at that. This one project that he sent me, I just love. Look at this. This is a little toy train that he has made, and I'm not so sure what I love most about it. Whether it's its bright, colorful nature, or whether it's how every shape is so nicely rounded. It just has an appealing, soft look to it. This toy train is incredible. And, you know, I think we've gone too far away from the whole thing of making toys for children. Everything is electronic, and you know how much I love to promote children in the shop. Well, the best way to promote children in the shop, aside from bringing them out here, is to make things that children will enjoy. And I don't know any little boy or girl that would not absolutely love to play with a train like this. So this is very well done. I love it, and I want to thank you for sending it in to me. Well, the last viewer that I would like to showcase on today's show is one of my favorite duets, we will say. This is a grandfather-granddaughter team, and you know, what happens is this granddaughter watches my program, and then she calls up her grandfather and says, "Granddad, can we make this together?" And Granddad jumps on the opportunity. Why would you not? And they make things. And one of the things that they've made was the pine Christmas tree. I don't care who you are, you've got to have something wrong with you if you don't think this is great. If this doesn't warm your heart to see a little girl contact her grandfather because she saw something online and she goes to him to make it with her, then nothing will warm your heart, because this is what it's all about. This is about getting the children involved. This is about spending quality time with the younger generation to pass on some of the values that we had instilled in us by our parents and our grandparents. And this project is just gorgeous. It's a fantastic job here. Now this next picture that they did as well, I just love it. This just appeals to me. And it's kind of like, I think it's a Swedish cottage kind of thing. But look at this. This was a project that grandfather-granddaughter worked on. I believe it was for a school project. I hope I'm not misquoting here, but this is awesome. This is fantastic. I can only imagine what memories have been created by working on these projects together. I only hope that in years to come, my grandchildren are going to be calling me and say, "Hey, listen, Pop, I saw this on your show. Can we make one?" Yes, you can. Let's get in the shop and we'll start working on it. So good for you guys for working together as a team, and thank you so much for sharing these projects with me. Keep them coming. Don't stop sending them. I love this stuff, guys. And there you have it. Viewer mail or viewer projects. Guys, I'm a very fortunate and a very lucky person that I have the ability to bring this show to you twice a week, but more importantly, I have the ability that you guys share your stuff with me. Your work is absolutely spectacular, and I love every photo that you've ever sent. I love all the projects. I don't think there has ever been one that I've looked at it and thought, "What the heck is that?" I've always looked at them and thought, "That is fantastic," or "That is how you get started on a great hobby or a great set of skills in this hobby that we have." Guys, it doesn't matter what level you are at. From, as I've said, from the beginner, day one on the tools, to the guy that's been doing it like me for over 40 years, I want to see it all. I want to see it all, and I love it all. And you are the ones that humble me, because as much as I love coming out here and filming the show and bringing it to you twice a week, and I love hearing your comments and I love responding to your comments, that whole process is just one aspect of what I do on the show. And the rest of it is behind the scenes, like on the channel's Facebook page, where I answer your questions, provide you with links for things, have little conversations about how to go about making projects. And you guys send me these wonderful works of art and share your experience with me. That is the icing on the cake here. And that is something that I hope never ends. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me this week. I want to thank you so much for sending all your photos in and your questions. Without you guys, as I've said before, all this program is some guy up here talking to himself. And that's bordering on crazy, so I'm glad that you send me stuff. If you haven't already, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell so that you don't miss notifications of future episodes of the show. I hope you've enjoyed seeing just a little bit of what other viewers are contributing, of what other viewers are working on. And because I know I love seeing it. Guys, if you are so inclined that you want to send me pictures of your work, I would love to see it. I will post the link to the channel's Facebook channel down below. Feel free to head on over there, like the channel, send me a message, send me some pictures. I will respond. Send whatever you like. I'd love to see it. I want to thank you for tuning in this week, guys, and I hope you're going to join me again next week when I bring you yet another Alternative Tuesdays.